Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another episode of Ahkam SOS. MashaAllah, another sunny day here in London. I'm really enjoying the day. I'm really enjoying my fast as well. And inshallah, you as well are reaping the benefits of this Ramadan season. I'm your host, Mohsin Shah, and joining me is Sheikh Ali Ma'ash. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikhna.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
How are you this evening?
Alhamdulillah, fine, alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. How's the fast going?
It's great days, great nights, alhamdulillah.
Excellent,
Barakah.
excellent. And many more to come, inshallah. Many more to come.
Inshallah.
Sheikhna, we discussed yesterday, we've discussed a lot to be honest, but we discussing about, when it is, you could say not recommended or even haram to fast on these certain days. Let's look at the opposite. And can you mention some days which is mustahab for the mu'mineen and mu'minat to fast if they felt like to?
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين. I'm just going to mention briefly some of the days in the year in which it is mustahab and desirable for the believers to observe fast if they wish to. It's not wajib, it's not compulsory. It's completely mustahab. The one will gain huge amount of rewards from these fasts. So I'll begin. Number one is fasting on all the days of the month of Sha'ban and Rajab. If the one can actually fast these 2 months and connect it with the holy month of Ramadan, that would be great. Yes. But if you can't, then you can just fast the Mondays and Thursdays of these holy months. That should be fine, mustahab. If not, just 1 day of Sha'ban, 1 day of Rajab, that's it. That should be fine as well. Number two is fasting from the 1st till the 9th day of the days of the Dhul Hijjah, the first 9 days, the days of the Hajj rituals, in which the Hujjaj are in Hajj, but you can fast if you're back home. You're at home, you're not actually in the Hajj time, and that's holy and sacred locations, then you can just fast these 9 days. Not the 10th day, the Eid day, as I've said. You're not allowed to fast on the Eid al-Adha. So just 1 to 9 days mustahab. Of course, the third as well mustahab fast is on the 18th of Dhul Hijjah, the day of Eid al-Ghadir, the day in which the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was ordered by Allah Azza wa Jal to appoint Ali alayhi salam, Balligh, as the Holy Quran mentions, to appoint him on that great day. So we celebrate that day, and we also mustahab for us to fast that day, Eid al-Ghadir, al-Aghar. We also have number 4, fasting on the auspicious day of the Mab'ath of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he was sent with the mission of the prophethood on the 27th of the month of Rajab again. So on that great day as well, it's really mustahab to do the ziyarah in Najaf, to actually fast if the one can. It's a great thawab mentioned in the Mafatih al-Jinan, other books of hadith, and as ad'iyah, the greatness and the thawab in which the one can gain from fasting these days.
MashaAllah, excellent. Inshallah, we encourage all of you as brothers and sisters to participate in these mustahab fasts in order to, improve your spirituality, improve your taqwa, and gain nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Also, we encourage all our viewers to call in with a question. If you have a question, you can call in. If you don't want to call in, let us know the question on WhatsApp, let us know via email, and we're more than happy to help discuss and answer your questions. Don't need to know your name, don't need to know where you're asking from, just the question. I mean, the Sheikh, inshallah, will do our best. The details should be over there somewhere, inshallah. Sheikh, you mentioned the mustahab fast, and sometimes I've actually seen this myself, where someone has a mustahab fast, and if they are offered food or drink, they accept it, they take it. So my question to you is that if you have a mustahab fast, do you have to complete the whole fast, or if maybe there's I wouldn't say a loophole, that's the wrong word to use, but maybe there's a limit to how much you can do a mustahab fast, or maybe there's exemptions that when you're doing a mustahab fast, if someone offers you food, you're exempted to continue fasting or something. Can you help clarify that?
Yes, it is not obligatory and wajib for the individual who fast as desirable and mustahab to complete this session of fasting till Maghrib, the Shari'i time of Adhan. The one can break his fast anyhow. But let's say if a faithful brother or a sister wants to break your fast and they offer you a meal, for example, they invite you for lunch and you're fasting, then it is mustahab to respond to this mu'min's invitation by breaking your mustahab fast. Again, it's mustahab only. We don't go to the wajib. Mustahab.
Yes.
So it's mustahab to break your fast for the mustahab fasting. And you will get the reward. So don't worry about the reward. You will get, inshallah, the reward. By breaking your fast with the invitation and the call of the brother mu'min who wants to basically break your mustahab fast. So yes, you're allowed.
I like the way you put that. It is mustahab to break your mustahab fast. MashaAllah. 2 mustahabat. What more could you ask for? Ahsant. Sheikhna, what is the time to declare your intention for a mustahab fast? So does it have to be, you have to wake up at Fajr and before Fajr, and have your suhoor? Or maybe, you've been sleeping all night, you wake up, you prayed Fajr, you went back to sleep, you're up for your day, and then you decide, you know what, I might do a fast today, why not? I haven't eaten anything. Can you do that?
Yes, as long you have not eaten anything, you haven't broken your, let's say the fast that you want to make an intention. If you haven't ate anything, you can actually make your niyyah. You have the time till the sunset time, just before Adhan al-Maghrib. We see the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jal, that He giving us this opportunity that even to that extent, we can still make the intention, and we have the time for that. And you will gain, inshallah, the reward of the mustahab fast.
And that's only if you haven't eaten anything, so you haven't eaten the whole day. Or
exactly.
You had breakfast, you had lunch, and then you thought, coming up to Maghrib, let me quickly do a quick mustahab fast. It doesn't work like that. MashaAllah. Sheikhna, in the month of Ramadan, are we allowed to serve food in restaurants or at home to those who can't fast due to exemption? Ramadan being a very, how do I say it? It's either one way or the other. It's very, very quiet for a lot of restaurants, and all of a sudden everybody comes for iftar, and you've got orders left, right, and center. So for those mu'mineen and mu'minat that are working in restaurants or that have restaurants and so forth, maybe during the daytime they do get other customers. Are they allowed in the holy month of Ramadan to stay open for those who are not fasting? Either they're not Muslim or they're exempt from fasting. Is this acceptable? And I know Ayatollah Sayyid Sistani, Hafadullah, he has a fatwa in regards to this. What does he say?
Yes, the Sayyid says that it is permissible for those who are exempted, those who are in special needs. The elderly, for example, they can't fast, they're ill in hospitals, let's say, you serve food for those who are ill. Other meanings, in other forms of exemptions, yes, you're allowed to offer them and serve them food, but not for the others. So the Sayyid is very clear and frank that not for the others. Only for those who are exempted, you can offer and serve food.
I think the Sayyid's trying to make a point here that maybe there are those who are not fasting, but they can fast, but they're not. Maybe you're not allowed to offer them food. Inshallah, we'll speak to Sayyid Sistani's office and get some confirmation in regards to that. Sheikhna, my next question is that what if you have qada fasts? Are you allowed to do the mustahab qada? Our teachers and even our community leaders would always say that when it comes to amal, if you have qada prayers, those take priority over any mustahab amal or mustahab prayers during these special nights. Laylatul Qadr being one of them, which is coming up soon, inshallah. So my question to you, Sheikhna, is it similar with the fasting as well? If I have qada fast from Ramadan last year, and there's a mustahab event coming that I want to do a mustahab fast on, am I allowed to do a mustahab fast?
No, it is not allowed. You must initially fulfill your qada fast initially, and then you can go for the mustahab. So you have to first do the qada, then you can move towards the mustahab fast.
Inshallah. Inshallah. Sheikh, if one goes to do a blood test, and he was told that he needs to break his fast after the test, maybe they took too much blood out or something, and he needs to eat or drink. Then he found out that it was not right. Does he need to do the qada and pay the kafara?
Well, according to the question asked, the one is only to do the qada of the broken fast. In other words, just the qada without any kafara. So just the qada would be sufficient.
Okay. Sheikh, we've had an email come in, and it's from a couple. And the couple said that, in the beginning of our marriage, we weren't really familiar with the ahkam of fasting in the month of Ramadan, and we had marital relations between each other while we were fasting. So what is our obligation? So, this couple, they didn't know that they weren't allowed to have marital relations while having a fast. What is their duty now, as they've discovered that, we've unfortunately broken our fast without knowing?
We can break the answer into categories or sections. Number one, if they were ignorant and qasir in knowing the ahkam of mubtalat al-sawm, the fast invalidators, if they were ignorant about it, that this is one of the normal acts that we can do, it's not eat and drink, it's just the intercourse. So even if we were fasting. So if they were actually ignorant about this hukum, qasir, qusur, as they say in the kutub al-fiqh, somebody who doesn't know about this hukum at all, then they just need to do the qada of this missed day. Of course, it's now the fast is broken because of the intercourse, but without kafara. But however, if they were negligent with this hukum, so they didn't really go and ask after, they knew that there's something of invalidations of fast and such like, but they didn't go further and ask. They were negligent with this hukum. Taqsir, as they say, taqsir. We have qusur and taqsir. Here it's taqsir. They should have went and asked and checked before they actually do anything like that. If they were muqassir and negligent, then they have to do the qada as well as the kafara to be paid, both.
I see.
So qada and kafara, that's what I mean.
I see. Sheikh, what about if they weren't aware of ghusl al-janaba as well? So they've had marital relations, they've had intercourse, and then they haven't performed the ghusl. So they're not tahar. So the next fast isn't really, acceptable neither, is it not?
Again, if it was out of ignorance of qusur, not taqsir, negligent. If it was just out of ignorance and jahl and qusur, then about the hukum of the ghusl, there's such a hukum in Islam that they have to do ghusl after this intercourse and so forth, then the fast is valid for the ghusl, of course, not for the intercourse. For the ghusl itself, by itself, for the ghusl, out of ignorance, the fast is valid, but the salah is batil. So they have to go back and redo the salah as qada, but not the fast. The fast is valid. But as I've said, they have to make sure that, as advice I would give it to every new couple, newlywed couples, that they try to learn the ahkam before they actually get married, or even the youth when he reaches the age of puberty, or just before that, tries to study the ahkam of the tahara, of prayers, of wudu, of ghusl, very important, so they won't fall into such difficulties of repaying back the fast, kafara, payments, for example, to do the salah again and pray and so forth. They try to learn these things just before they get into the steps of adolescence age and being able to fulfill these duties without facing the consequences.
Excellent. Sheikh, what about if we have someone who wasn't religious for majority of their life? Let's take, let's say a lady, let's say she was 85 years old, She hadn't fasted for majority of her life. She wasn't aware of the ahkam. But now she's improved her relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. She's gained more taqwa. And now she wants to do something about it. What can she do? She's probably got, at least 70 years of fasting she hasn't done.
If she can't, make it up later or qada because of her age and illness, then she needs to write that in her will, that after her death, someone will take over and be in charge of making up later her missed fasts, to do the qada of the fast of, as you mentioned, 70 less or more years. And also she needs to pay kafara, because that was deliberate break of fast for the past 70 years, sadly. So she needs to pay the kafara for each day. Of course, the days in which she was exempted from fasting, she doesn't need to do anything. So hukm is different. It's just the days in which she was, well, of course, there's a hukm for pregnancy and breastfeeding. That's a different hukm as well. But now we speak about for the deliberate break of the fast for the past 70 years, let's say. So she needs to pay kafara for each day. That is 60 feeding of the masakin, of the paupers, to feed 60 people, and also pay fidya for each day for the missed qada, for the delayed qada. So two main payments or kafara, in other words, to be paid. One is the major one, which is 60 of feeding, 60 feeding of the poor ones, and to make a payment of the fidya of each missed and delayed qada.
That's it. Sheikh, we've got some questions that have come in via the emails, random questions. And one of them reads, let me get it up. If one rents a house or a shop or a room and the owner makes it conditional that the tenant uses the property for his own benefit and not for others, would it be permissible for the tenant to rent it to others?
No, it won't be permissible for the tenant to rent it to others. This property belongs to this individual, the landlord, and he sets in the contract that he wants this property to be as a residential, just for yourself and your family, nobody else. Because some people, what they do, they go away for holiday and they rent their property as we have an Airbnb. So they would rent it out for let's say 1 or 2 weeks, and when they come back, they get the cash or the money from renting this property. If this property is not yours, you don't own it, you have to make sure that you get the satisfaction from the landlord. Otherwise, you're not allowed to rent the property in this situation, as stated in the contract, for example.
Sheikh, what about when we have housing developments and people have these big housing projects? I'm sure maybe you've been approached in your home country of Iraq that we're building this brand new real estate. These are the plans. We're going to have a road here. We're going to have houses here, shopping centers, so forth, parks. Where I come from, Pakistan, there's plenty. There's loads, successful ones as well. Are we allowed to put money into those plans and developments? Mind you, nothing's been built yet, but they offer you land, and then we'll build on the land for a price. And they will show you maps, and they'll show you the plans and the diagrams for these houses and for these properties, and even some of them are commercial properties. As Muslims, are we allowed to actually purchase these and say, yes, we like what we see, we want to invest, we want to purchase?
Yes, it is permissible, because you're going to have a house built in the next few years' time, so it should be fine. Yes.
Okay. And my final question is, Sheikh, today some merchandise are offered in the market at a reduced price, known as a special offer, and the offer is for a limited period, and after that the price goes back to the original level, and we buy and store such merchandise. The question here is that the price might go up after the special offer period. Would it be permissible for us to sell the merchandise at the normal price, having bought it at a reduced price? So I think it's a trader here, or someone who likes to purchase, buy and sell. They've got a good deal, a special offer on an item. The price has been reduced, so they've purchased it. held on to it, the prices have gone up probably, and then they are asking that can we sell these goods at the market value of today, which does mean the price has gone up so we can make a small profit.
Yes, there is no objection to that. You are allowed to sell the product that you bought cheaper to sell it a bit more expensive than the actual price. You want to make a profit. This is how people make profit and business. So that's fine. Yes, they can actually trade in this way.
Fantastic, excellent. Sheikhna, is there anything you'd like to say before we end the show?
Yes, I mean, there is a line in the prophetic sermon for the forthcoming of the month of Ramadan, when he gave this sermon in the mosque, giving the admonishments and advice to the Muslims in welcoming this holy month. In one of the lines that I chose, he says, sallallahu alayhi wa alihi, فَاسْأَلُوا اللَّهَ رَبَّكُمْ بِنِيَّاتٍ صَادِقَةٍ وَقُلُوبٍ طَاهِرَةٍ. He says that ask Allah in this holy month with honest and sincere intentions. Ask Allah, invoke Allah with sincere and honest intentions. وَقُلُوبٍ طَاهِرَةٍ, and with clean and pure hearts. أن يوفقكم لصيامه وتلاوة كتابه. To give you Allah the opportunity, the tawfiq, the fortune to be able to fast in this holy month and to recite His holy book. It seems to be that we need this tawfiq on Allah Azza wa Jal. It's not just refraining from eating and drinking and that's it, I'm fasting. No, you need that sincerity in fasting. You need that devotion in fasting. You need that tawfiq in reciting the Holy Quran in this holy month. Many people fast, but they never had the chance to, for example, recite even one chapter of the Holy Quran. So, no, we need that requirement of, begging Allah Azza wa Jal to give us this opportunity and fortune to be able to fast this holy month sincerely and to also recite His holy book. And then the sermon also continues, and he says, فإن الشقي من حرم غفران الله في هذا الشهر العظيم. He says, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that he is wretched, he is wicked, the one who is not given the forgiveness in this great month, is not attained with the forgiveness. Some people in this holy month of Ramadan, they are as if they were before this holy month. Nothing changes. Na'udhu billah. Same sin, same disobedience, same haram. So they actually lose this great opportunity that Allah gives them in this holy month, in which the heavens doors are open to repent, to ask Allah for anything that the one needs and wants. So indeed, we try to make the best use of this holy month by, again, invoking Allah Azza wa Jal, praying to Allah Azza wa Jal, and asking for the maghfirah, for the ghufran, for forgiveness for the sins that we committed in the past. But inshallah Azza wa Jal, that gives us the opportunity to complete this holy month and to be able to also benefit from the nights of the Qadr in the coming months, days, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you so much, Sheikhna. Thank you to all our viewers for joining us. Inshallah, me and the Sheikh will be back tomorrow at 6:30. If you have any questions, please send them in, and me and the Sheikh will do our best to answer them. Make sure you have a fantastic iftar, and please remember us in your du'as. Inshallah, tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.